Hello guys, my name is Bloodcrawler1, bringing you guys week 3 of season 1 of the GPL. Today we're taking on River of the Rosmalen Roserades. It's a conference matchup, so it's not as important as last week since we took our first L there as well. We're gonna try and bounce back in this one. He's also 1-1 after a very close loss in week 1, and then he bounced back really well in week 2 against a tough opponent as well. So gotta be careful. He brought a team of Nihilego, Scrafty, Landorus-T, Rotom Fan, Hoopa Unbound, and Cryogonal. And we brought Scarfed Celebi, a Choice Banded Zygarde, a Heracross with Swords Dance, 3 attacks, Max PDF, Max HP Registeel to take on his special threats. Just a physically defensive Tapu Fini, and then a Z-move Tornadus Incarnate form. Was honestly a pretty scary matchup because both his Z users are Tornadus, Landorus-T and Hoopa Unbound, so either of them could have been a Z-move user. He had some spare 3 points for that, so gonna be scary. I honestly expected the Landorus to have the Z-move, because Choice Banded Hoopa made a lot of sense in this matchup. So yeah, let's see how this one went. So we're gonna lead off with Tornadus as he leads off Cryogonal, and yeah, it's just gonna switch out as we switch out into Registeel, which is our designated switch into like half of his team, because it walls its special threats pretty well. So we go into Registeel. As he goes into Rotom Fan, he goes for a Volt Switch immediately while I get up my rocks, I think. Because yeah, he can't really touch me. No, I throw a Toxic, which is pretty good on the Landorus, to be honest, because that thing is an issue. I don't have too many switch-ins for that. My Feeny switches in, but it doesn't resist any Q. So yeah. Right here, I just immediately go into Feeny, which is my designated switch into this thing, as he goes for a U-turn. So to get momentum, and goes right back into the Rotom, while I go right back into Registeel to take the T-Bolt with just very little damage. He goes for his Volt Switch as well, going right back into its Landorus. So yeah, so it's this time I do get up my rocks. So I switch right back into Feeny as he goes for his rocks of his own. So rocks on both sides now. For my team, it's not that big of an issue. Neither is it for his, honestly. I mean, the Rotom and the Cryogonal don't really appreciate rocks as does my Tornadus. But I mean, and my priority is not to defog them away immediately. As he goes for a U-turn, and I think I go for a Surf. Yeah, I go for a Surf, which does nothing to this Cryogonal, which we see as leftovers now. Because yeah, its PDF is sky high, honestly. So I think I go immediately into Registeel here to take a nice move. As he goes for a Substitute, and I was like, Substitute, what's this gonna do? So I was thinking, like, is this Sharpen or something, or is he? But he probably has Rapid Spin on it, unless he has defog on Lando or Rotom. So I was like, why are you subbing? But alright, getting up sub, I guess, for the leftovers recovery. He has Recover as well, so we've seen 2 of his moves, I guess, as we go for Iron Head to break the sub. He goes for a Rapid Spin to get rid of the rocks, and I go for another Iron Head, and this does, 85%, and my Registeel is max HP, max PDF, so 0 investors, so this thing is really, 0 defense, naturally, of course. So he switches out into his Rotom as I go for an Iron Head, which is barely anything as well. We don't see any lefties on this, so I don't really know what it was. Maybe a V or something. So he goes right into his Landorus again as I go for a Toxic, hoping to catch the Rotom on a Toxic or the Scrafty or something. But he makes a good play going into his Lando. So here I switch out in Feeny once again as he goes for an Earthquake, I think. Which is, a little under 40%. So my Feeny is at half, which is not ideal, to be honest, because Feeny lacks recovery, so need to keep it a bit safe for the Scrafty and stuff. So he goes for a U-turn right here, as I go for a Moonblast, I think. No, I go for a Defog to get rid of the rocks, since my rocks have been removed already, so no reason to have his rock sitting there still. So I switch out into Zygarde, predicting the Volt Switch right here, because that's probably what it'll go for to get momentum. As here he goes for the Volt Switch, which I am new to, so he has to stay in here, and here I just click Choice Band at 1000 arrows, because he doesn't have switch into that. Besides the Landorus with Intimidate, but it doesn't want to take that since it's toxic already, so I go for a 1000 arrows, which does 75% approximately, so it's pretty defensive Rotom. And he goes for an HP Ice, bopping me for 70% of my health. I go for another 1000 arrows because I outspeed him. And he switches in his Scrafty, bringing him -1, so my Choice Band is basically negated. I think I was thinking he'd probably go for a knockoff right here, so I switch into my Heracross, I think. No, into Feeny actually, which probably should have gone into Heracross, but not too bad, I guess. As he does go for the knockoff, getting rid of my lefties. He does not want to take a Moonblast right here, so that's probably what I went for. Oh, never mind. I did not have Moonblast instead of Nature's Madness. So yeah, Moonblast was probably better right there, but I was like, he has some fat walls like Fortress and stuff, so I was like, I might need Nature's Madness to break them down more easily, but yeah. Nature's Madness on a 20% Cryogonal ain't gonna do that much. So, good switch on his part. He's probably gonna recover here, so I was like, switch into my Registeel, which yeah, I have not seen any offensive moves from his side on this mon, so he probably just has Freeze Dry or something, or for Feeny or Tornadus, but yeah, 20 turns in, no kills yet. Very defensive game, but very good game, honestly. So we go for an Iron Head, I think, or Stealth Rocks. Either. Yeah, we'll go get the rocks back up. Expect him in Switch Out, just that's what he should do. I go, and right here, I was like, he clicked U-turn a couple of times, then he clicked EQ. And I was like, this is a very aggressive switch, because I outspeed him. As far as I know, I don't know his sets. He might as well be Scarfed. I wasn't sure about that. I hadn't seen him use different moves, I think. At this point, honestly didn't pay too much attention to that. Should have, honestly. But yeah. So right here, I switch aggressively into Tornadus, expecting an Earthquake. And right here, he makes a great play going for the Stone Edge, and there goes my Tornadus. Which is, yeah, not ideal. It had Z moves to blow this back, so if he had clicked Earthquake, I would have got a free switch into this and clicked Z Hurricane. But yeah, very good move on his part. Probably shouldn't have made this play, because it was quite predictable since I went into Feeny last time. And now, expecting the EQ, I went into Tornadus, but yeah, very good play on his part. So I go into Feeny right now, and he goes for an EQ, and I live this on 3%. Now this is very important later on, as you'll see, but we'll get into that when that matters. I think I just went for the Surf to knock out the Landorus. Yeah, so Feeny picking up a kill right there. He goes into his Cryogonal, and as I switch into Registeel, because it's my designated switch to his special threats. So he goes for Recover, and I think I go for Toxic, since he's a Levitate user, but honestly shouldn't have clicked Toxic, because anything else besides Rotom or Cryogonal wouldn't have been, or even Nihilego, wouldn't have been poisoned. So he makes a very good switch into his Hoopa Unbound. So I basically wasted a turn. Should have honestly just hit Iron Head or Seismic Toss, but yeah. Good play on his part. And right here, he clicks the Hyperspace Fury with just 61%, so that's banded damage. So yeah, he lowers his defense, which is pretty good for me, of course. And I click Iron Head with just about 60%. So one more kills him, but I can't afford to lose my Registeel, because if I lose my Registeel, Nihilego just sweeps me. Basically, maybe Zygarde can do something about it, but that's about the only thing. And my Scarfed Celebi might be able to hit it with a Psychic, but I didn't have Psyshock. Might have had Earth Power, I'm not sure, but should have honestly put on Psyshock, since his physical bulk is much less than its special bulk, but that's a misbring on my part. So right here, I'm gonna switch. Okay, I need to sack something, because he's gonna click Hyperspace Fury and something is gonna die. So right here, I go into Feeny to sack it off, and this is why Feeny leaving on 3% was so important. Because if I had to sack off Heracross or something, my answers to Scrafty were much less. So right here, he is at 30%. And I go into Celebi, which is Scarfed. I can just freely click U-turn here. If he stays in, he loses his Hoopa, because my U-turn O-coded easily. So he's gonna switch out in Scrafty, I think. Oh no, into Rotom, sacking off to the rocks. So Registeel getting a kill right there. So yeah, U-turn fails. He goes into Scrafty, gets off the Intimidate. We U-turn now, and we go into our Heracross, predicting the knockoff. So we Mega Evolve and just click Close Combat, I think. Yeah, not over predicting like we did last week, because that didn't end too well. I was like, and honestly, nothing on his team wanted to take a Close Combat at this point, because he just needed to pick a sack, and his was Scrafty at this point, I guess. Because Nihilego didn't want to take one either, so yeah, we take a free kill right there. And then the Nihilego comes in, and I was like, yeah, I gotta go into Registeel, because... So I go into Registeel, he clicks Psychic right here. And at this point I was like, would he be Scarfed? Or was not Specs damage by any means. Didn't see an item, so wasn't sure. Might be AV or something. I honestly didn't know what set he was yet, so because he hadn't brought this in yet. So I just went for an Iron Head right there, I think. Yeah, and Registeel gets his second kill of the game. So now he only has the Hoopa left and the Nihilego. Right here he goes into the Hoopa, I think. And right here I make a big misplay, actually. I should have switched out to preserve my Registeel, just sacked off Zygarde. Or yeah, just sacked off Zygarde and then bring in Celebi to go for a U-turn and kill this thing off. Because it's so low and it doesn't have recovery since it's banded, so should have preserved Registeel here, but wasn't thinking about that honestly. And right here, he goes for a Zen Headbutt, predicting the Heracross, I guess, or hoping for a flinch, either. He doesn't get it. Registeel gets his third kill of the game, and the Hoopa goes down, and now it's only Nihilego left, and I basically just wall that thing to oblivion. So I think he goes for a Power Gem right there, hoping for a Spadef drop, I guess. We see his Mago Berry, so it wasn't Scarfed or AV or anything, it was just 50% Berry. And we're gonna take another Power Gem, and we take the game over the Rosmalen Roserades. Registeel getting 4 kills, being our kill leader right now. So yeah, very good game to River. Enjoyed this match. Honestly, could have lost it easily. If I lost Registeel at any point, I probably lost the game. Shouldn't have stayed in on the Hoopa in the end, actually. That was a big misplay. I didn't realize immediately that I misplayed right there, but I definitely did. Should have just sacked off Zygarde, honestly, and went into Celebi. but or into the Heracross actually, which outsped the Hoopa, I think. But yeah, very good game to River. Enjoyed this one. Hoping to face him later on in the season. We pick up our second W right there. So yeah, excited to see where we will go from here. See you guys later. Bye.